what's up you guys, it's Shelby. Today I'm going to be sharing some alternatives to morning work and education. For those of you who are teachers, you know, since it's the end of July, it's time to start thinking about our classrooms. And I've been trying to really think outside of the box, try to think of things that are going to help me for this school year, and just try to think about the things that maybe didn't help me in the past. And one of the things was morning work. And so previously I had taught kindergarten, and this year I have the opportunity to teach second grade. And whenever I taught kindergarten, I have always had morning work. And since my son has been in school, he has always talked about really enjoying morning tubs. And so that is something that I'm trying to implement this year in my classroom. And the stuff that I came up with today, it's very cost effective. It's not very expensive. It's some of the things I just pulled from around the house. And then the bins and stuff I got from like the Dollar Tree, or you can get it at Target. So I'm hoping that you can get some inspiration for your classroom. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, my first morning tub idea is just the classic Legos. And you can see here, these bins were actually from the Dollar Tree. And so I got this whole thing for $1, and then the Legos I got from the Target dollar spot for a couple dollars. And then I also just had some laying around for my son. And so this is one of our first morning bins. I have 8 here, but this is one of the 8. Okay, my next one, and actually I have 2 of these, so they count for 2 of the 8. But these are the Lincoln Logs. I just feel like these are just a classic staple, something that the kids can just come in and get started. They can really start being creative from the time that they walk in the classroom. And it's not something that you really have to give any rules or procedures about. They really know what to do and they can get started. And then you can spend your time doing other things before class starts. Okay, this is the other bin that I got from Target. It looks really similar to the ones from the Dollar Tree, but it's actually the Sterilite brand. And right now, if you go to Target, they have a lot of their back to school and like dorm stuff. And so I actually got this box for only 99 cents. I want to say though, even though they look really similar to the Dollar Tree ones, I actually prefer the Dollar Tree ones. I feel like these lids just aren't as sturdy, and I can see these maybe being a problem. I mean, I think that they'll do the job for this year, but maybe just long term, I feel like maybe they will kind of wear out in terms of like the snaps. But this one right here, I call our fancy writing bin. And so I just plan on putting just, like as you can see here, I have some dry erase markers. I have some sentence strips. And so throughout the year, since I'm teaching second grade, I know that we're going to have stuff like spelling words. And so I plan on just putting our weekly spelling words in here for handwriting practice. Just putting little things in here so that they can really try to master their handwriting. And the sentence strips make it really nice because it kind of teaches them to stay in their box, and so it allows them to really focus on their handwriting and really use this as a tool to just perfect their handwriting. Okay, this next one is called my morning starters, and this is probably your just traditional morning work. Like I mentioned before, when I did teach kindergarten, I just felt like whenever I started off with any type of morning work or seat work, the students kind of just came in and they weren't really engaged. It wasn't really something that I could get them started from the minute that they walked in. You know, guys, if you're an elementary teacher, those first couple of minutes are chaos whenever they're putting up their backpacks or they're putting in their daily folders and planners. And so I really just felt like from the first like 20 minutes with just morning work, it was kind of chaotic and it wasn't the most effective way to start off my day. And so these are just a little bit more interactive, and I made sure that they were a lot shorter. I had just like a workbook laying around, and so I just cut just some strips of just a few problems. I have on here for my rules and procedures for the first day that the students are to check with a friend, and then after they are finished with one side, then they are going to glue it in their workbook. And so this is just something that they can do on their own, and I also provided some pencils in there. So it's just something that they can do from the morning that they walk in. No fuss, it's nothing that I have to really do to help them, and they can just get started and move on with their day. This one right here is probably one of my favorites, and this is our STEM bin. My son actually got some of these for his birthday, and I just had a lot of extra laying around. But it's really something that's focused on like engineering. They're having to really use their brains and be creative and try to make things. And so there's a booklet in here, and it teaches them just a series of ways that they can use these tools to create things like trucks or just machines. And so I really feel like my boys are really going to enjoy this. I know my son really likes this as well. Okay, another one that I really enjoy was the word builder, or it's just the letter tiles. And as you can see in there, I'm actually using bananagrams, but you can also use something like Scrabble to achieve the same thing. And so I'm just going to do for my rules and procedures, just let the students know that they have to either build sight words, they have to do like their weekly spelling words, stuff like sentence builders. And so this is something that they're not just going to play with, they're really going to try to use their brain and create words, and just things that maybe we're working on can be reinforced. Okay, my last morning tub is just some educational puzzles, and I have just 3 of them in here. I have some for literacy, I have some counting and matching, and then I just have the complete the word. And I found these from the Target Dollar Spot. That completes all of my morning bins. I'll be sure to insert just some pictures so that you can see just a closer look of each one individually. And like I mentioned before, all of these are really cost effective. Each box was $5 or less. And then I also got, like I said, all of the bins for $1, or you can get a few from Target for 99 cents. So I feel like this is a really cost-effective way to implement something a little bit more engaging and a little bit more meaningful. You can actually use these beyond morning work. You don't just have to do morning work. You can actually use them for centers or stations, or you can just use them for some things like fast finishers. So I'm hoping that the things that I shared with you today, that you got some inspiration on some things that you can implement in your classroom. The only thing that I have not done yet was just put the labels on, and I just downloaded some labels from Teachers Pay Teachers, and I just plan on sticking them just right here in the front so it's really easy to read, and so that the students can grab those each morning. The one thing I will say before I end is that if you do implement these, just be sure that you have rules and procedures for each one in place. That's really what will make this most beneficial to you, is if you let the students know from day one how you expect them to act, how you expect them to treat these morning bins or these centers and that sort of thing, and then they will be really effective, and I think that they will be something that you'll really enjoy throughout the school year. Let me know, what are you working on, or if you're a teacher, if you're going back to school, what are some new things that you're implementing in your classroom? I'd love to know. I plan on doing a couple more of these videos that are teacher related, so if you're interested, stick around, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.